So I'm very taken by this line from Anne Lamott, and I want to say it here. I'm human. You're human. Let me greet your humanness. Let's be people together for a while. People with our guard down. People who realize that here there's no need to pretend to be anything more or anything less than we are. So one of the things very much in my consciousness as we're gathering here today is what's going on in the world around us, right? Seems like the world is imploding and exploding at the same time. So what I'm aware of, and I want to bring our attention to, is there's a peace awaiting us right here, right now, together. There's a place right here and now that everything is okay. Everything in the world around you and around me, and everything inside us. So for this precious time together, let's decide to let the truth of this in, because it's something we really need. It doesn't mean that there isn't real struggle and distress. Lord knows, of course there is. And a fair amount of it is truly unimaginable. It means for our time together that we're creating an energy system of love, of peace, of healing, of abundance, of calm. How is this possible? It's because of the magic and grace of group consciousness. Together we can step into the ultimate reality that we're spiritual beings in human form. It's so easy to lose touch with this in our own individual navigation of life, right? And from this place of being spiritual beings, whatever we're navigating on the human plane has the very seeds of stepping more fully into our true nature, our divine nature. Stepping into the complete experience of being connected to all things, all of life, all that's going on. Beyond our limited ego mind that lives in fear, doubt, and desperation for control, right? That's all it knows. So what we do here as path workers is, rather than just try to overcome all the distress around us and within us, we realize that to develop love, cosmic love, we're called to accept the whole situation of life as it is, both the light and the dark, the good and the bad. So what we do here together is receive each other exactly where we are in life, instead of where we think we should be or imagine others expect us to be. And this is the gift of love. This is how we enter the present moment. We help each other leave the past and the future. And we lay down our imagined unworthiness at the threshold as we enter this space together. It's never too late to learn to love the next layer deeper. It's only our fear and our pain that say otherwise. And, you know, we often smile here together at the human trap that we look for answers outside of us that are actually already inside of ourselves in the stillness. So before we enter our stillness together, I want to say a few things about going inside. And the first I want to say is I'm a failed meditator. Most of my life, I've not been able to meditate no matter how much I try. Even as a helper, teaching other people to meditate. So, you know, in recent years, I've really wanted to get down to what's really going on for me. And I can share with you that I saw meditation as something to do. Right? Rather than just simply being still, doing nothing. And I also uncovered a part of me that resists being still because I'm afraid of it. I can't control what's in it. And my mind is terrified not to be in control. So what I want to offer today is, as we enter the stillness, notice any voice that says, I can't slow down. I can't be still. And look for the I won't slow down, the negative intentionality hidden underneath. Remember, stillness is our true nature. It's already here inside of us. It's just covered up by the busyness of business we're all conditioned and programmed with, right? So just be gently aware that as a human being, there's a part of your ego mind that is screaming, no, 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 to any thought of stillness. Catch the thought and let it go. Notice the thought and just see through it like a piece of glass, right? Just see it and don't pick it up. So part of the cultivation in learning to just stop and be still that I'm learning, and I really want to share because it's so valuable and precious to me, is that it really comes from the cultivation of our willingness and intention. Then there's nothing to learn. And we begin to have glimmers of the experience that we already are, right? Kierkegaard has this great line. He says, we create ourselves by our choices, and we've all made a choice to be here today. And our intention together is this, for it to be a co-creative act. So just being willing to be still is enough. And just to keep staying with that willingness, no matter the busy chatter. Don't try to stop the chatter. Just let it fade in the background noise. And as we say here often, because it's so essential to remember, positive intentionality is our superpower. All we have to do is express our desire and longing for wholeness in a clear and focused way, and without getting tangled up in the how. The how will come on its own as we keep coming back to the positive intentionality. So let's do it together. Let's go inside, gently soften our eyes, and going inside begins with a direction and enters a dimension. It's already here, waiting. Let your heart guide you. It whispers, so listen closely. Let all your thoughts just be a swinging door, which moves when you inhale and when you exhale. There is a voice that doesn't use words. Listen. Just this breath is holy, all by itself. Just this breath is eternity. Rest as deeply as you can in this breath. Let the universe hold you. Hear it say, I've got you. I've got you. Feel the solidness of its embrace. Down into the earth and up into the sky. Stop everything. Everything. Just let it go, just like that. Just let the Lifestream have you, hold you, carry you, and guide you. Let now be so dazzling and fresh it takes your breath away. Heaven is here. There is no other place. Heaven is now. There is no other time. There is nothing to know. So visualize yourself right now wandering in the enchanted forest. Not knowing where you are exactly, yet knowing you are in a safe and wonderful space. You come to a stream that glistens in the sun as it flows effortlessly in front of your eyes. Sit here, the stream says. I am the life stream and been waiting for you. Oh my, and so you do, and time stops. All thoughts fall away. Any distress melts and is calm. And you become entranced. I can stay here forever. I want to stay here forever. Yet with this thought, another thought joins in. I have to get back soon. I'm hungry. I have to go to the bathroom. Are we there yet? Another thought, then another. And even though you're still sitting by the stream, part of you has already left it. I'm here with you. You hear a calm, steady voice you recognize. Pick up a stick and throw it in. Let the thought go with it. And so you do. And as you watch the stick drift off, you notice the thought going with it. Such relief. As another thought arises, do it again. And again. Each time watching the thought drift away. The same with any emotion causing distress. Let them arise here so you can let them go. Do this anytime, as often as you wish. It only needs a few moments of stillness to become free. Wherever you are already home. So gently taking your own sweet time to come back to the circle without leaving this sweet place by the life stream. Let this place just stay where it is, deep down all the time, right? At any moment of distress. And just when you're ready, letting your eyes softly come back to the screen and looking at the faces here. real people. And just take a moment and feeling a part of us in both places, by the stream and here in the circle. And just gently letting more and more of the awareness shift to being here together, into a space where we'll be looking at each other, hearing ourselves say things. So we're going to do our go rounds now, and I have a special request today around the go rounds to deepen our practice of letting go of the story and just being with the feeling. If you're affected by the current events in the world right now, see if you can just name and share that distress without revealing any side that you're on. We know there's sides, right? The whole world is on one side or the other side, and yet what we're trying to do here is go to a deeper place than the surface presentation. The grief of a mother who's holding her dead child doesn't care about the side, right? And we have our own grief. Parts of us that have died, parts of us that have suffered, been at war, been under attack, felt abandoned, right? And yet at the same time, if you're in touch with some happiness and bliss, we can be there with you too, right? So anybody can begin. Yes, just say your name and where you are on the planet, and then just a handful of words about what you're noticing right now in you, the here and now.
I am Kay. I'm in Durham, North Carolina. I'm feeling a lot, all kinds of stuff. Predominantly gratitude for being here, gratitude for that opening, Brian, which just spoke to every cell in my body, where I am right this moment. And gratitude for all of you, in a sense that this work is really, really hard sometimes. And it's nice to know we're here with each other. And I'm feeling a deep sense of sadness. And with all of that, I'm in with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Kay. So glad you're here.
Hi, I'm Karen from Shenandoah, Virginia. And I just feel really blessed and grateful to be here with all of you. I have a lot of feelings going on myself. I do feel the pain in the world, but what amazes me most is I feel a lot of love. I feel a lot of love. I feel so much connection. I feel so blessed to be here and grateful to be alive, which I haven't felt in a long time. And I'm so grateful for all of you. And as I look at everybody, I just feel so much love. And I just thank the divine God. I thank God for guiding me and joining me in this group of love and growth. I have so many feelings, and it amazes me that even though that I can now feel the pain in the world, but not become part of the suffering, to be the light and the love. And I feel like I'm learning more what divine love is, so I can feel that more. And so it really amazes me that that I can feel the pain and I can feel so much love and light. I'm in awe today. And I'm so grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be on camera, to be here, present, alive, and awake with a lot of love. I love you all. Thank you. Wish I could hug all of you.
Wow. Beautiful. Yeah. Pat.
First of all, Karen, if you're in the town of Shenandoah, Virginia, how do I not know you? There's only 1,800 people here, unless you're from the county, but we can connect later. I am full of joy, full of hope, and grief, all at the same time. The joy is we're preparing to be interviewed all day next week as first of several for PBS on a documentary on how to thrive with dementia. And most of the time we live that way. And I just gave a talk last week for the State Library Association on resources for thriving with dementia. And those are exploding so fast. I mean, I want to speak about that here. I mean, it's just an explosion of what's happening when ordinary people take over something hellish and say, we want to put our 2 cents in, and then our dollars. And now it's the doctors with dementia who are speaking up and just blowing my mind. So, wow. Yeah, it's lots of wows. And at the same time as I'm getting ready, I think, oh my God, who am I to do this? You know, and will everything work out all right? And at the same time, it's like the trust, and it's just all the mishmash. And sometimes I live in terror, afraid that your urge to help me will once again cause you to go off balance and break something. And that was a hip. And so I constantly worry, and I'm constantly up against the lower self that wants to say, you may not fall again, and I refuse to let you fall again, and then I have no control, and that's scary. And one other piece is we watched a series on.
Hey, Pat, let's for this part just to let us stay with your celebration and excitement and the grace that's moving through you here. Like you've worked so hard for this.
I have.
I'm your witness, right?
I don't know how to be here, but thank you. And I've got a lot to say.
Oh, I'm Chris Walker. I'm in Charlottesville, Virginia. I too am feeling very grateful for being here, and thank you, Brian, for that beautiful meditation introduction. I feel calm and peace and pain and frustration all at the same time. And I'm surprised I can feel the tears coming up as I'm talking. That just been thinking about how our world needs a different paradigm and how to think about that. And just was listening to Caroline Mist and just was feeling kind of inspiration from her about how to think about the world. And I'm also with my own feelings of burdens and grateful to be here and feel held. Thank you.
Great to have you here, Chris.
Morning, everybody. I'm Judy. I'm from Toronto. It's nice to see everybody. I'm actually feeling pretty optimistic today about the world. Just before I jumped on, I was reading an article about how there was a massive strike in Iceland. All of the women in the country went on strike for 24 hours for equality. And this is the second time it happened. And the first time it happened in the 40s, everything changed. So I'm feeling pretty optimistic today.
Amen. Hey,
Thanks
woman.
for holding this place for us.
Yeah. Great to have you here, Judy.
Hello everyone, Saida from Denmark, and I feel acceptance and contentment and very grateful to connect, and I feel at ease and very relaxed. My body feels very much relaxed.
Great to have you here, Saida. Kay just pointed out that the chats aren't going to everyone, they're just going to me, and there's some update in Zoom. I tried to do something about it just now, but so we're going to live with that for now.
Hello, my name is Elisa. I'm connecting from Italy, and I'm sorry to disrupt this very positive atmosphere, but at the moment I'm feeling very much annoyed. I came into the park to find some calm, but there are some motorcycles not too far away, and it's getting there. I'm getting very nervous about this noise, and this noise was around me all the time last week, and it's sort of persecuting me.
Yeah.
Yeah, really persecuting me. At the same time, I'm very grateful to be here and to spend this time with you. And for the pain in the world, it's I have to admit it's difficult for me to let some more pain in. At the same time, I feel acceptance. I feel acceptance for the bad things, but also the good. They are both, so we should never forget that. Yes, to reconcile both. That is our task.
Thank you, Elisa. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
And I really understand the impact of the noise on you. Yet do know we can't hear it, so it doesn't affect us, so we can be here with you as you're affected, right?
Okay. Good. You are not hearing it.
That's right. Yeah.
This is Bill Prindle. I'm like Chris in Charlottesville area. And today I'm feeling calm and grateful for a sense of being led to this circle. Talking to my helper last week, I was going through some dark passages in my past, and he said, "So, did you notice that you were led to do something that took you to a better place? You were not led to become a drug addict, a murderer, an alcoholic, the many other things." And I just realized, no matter how bad things got, I just felt over and over led to places of, I don't know, you said peace and love earlier, Brian. I relate to that. And I'm just also noticing with the news of the world, this increasingly sharp difference between what I receive through some medium, you know, and what I experience directly in a circle like this. And I'm just appreciating that that I have the ability to help create a world that actually is this, and that the world can actually be this and not that stuff that I'm getting fed through my devices every hour of the day if I chose. So it's really it's a bit of a revelation. I have to keep reminding myself the world is what I am experiencing from within. It's not what I read and pick your favorite medium. So that's both a challenge and it feels like a real gift to be able to make that discernment more and more, that I can actually choose how to find a more peaceful and loving place, and that there is the hope that the world will actually take on the qualities that, you know, that we bring forth in a space like this. So, and I'm also noticing I'm drawn to smaller and smaller experiences. We're 12, 13 people. Feels like a lot. I'm not drawn to big things. I'm drawn to small, direct things, which seems paradoxical, but it also feels this is where the power is going to have to come from, is through little small gatherings here and there that maybe nobody in the media will notice us, but we're having this effect. Anyway, I'm feeling appreciative of this circle and being with you all, and feeling so hope that the world will take its shape from the likes of us.
Well, I'm just really drinking in what you're bringing here. Thank you. It's I can feel my heart is just vibrating like the head of the drum. Yes, yes. Yeah, thank you for making it so real, because often it's like trying to penetrate what seems like a beautiful thing, yet how do we collaborate with it, step into it, co-create it? And I'm getting that buzz here with you. Thank you. I feel your embodiment. Yeah. John.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
You're there.
I'm very glad to be here, and I'm thankful to all of you, and especially to my lovely bride sitting next to me, who reminded me of this. And I know I can get depressed fairly easily, and then have to get out of it. I mean, I can't stay depressed for a long time, but it takes effort to shift, and Pat helps me a lot with that, and groups like this can make me rise above any depression that I've had for the last couple of days, and be ready to be the person I've been called to be. And that when I think of that, I think, well, how can I say what I'm called to be? And I know it's I can't say I can't say in words, but I know that I am called to be the best person I can be for everybody, even those that they can make me depressed. So thank you all, and I'll be with you again the next time.
Thank you, John. Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean Christie in Chattahoochee Hills, Georgia. You asked to express emotions or feelings about the world. When I think about that, I mean, for me, it's sadness at how disconnected we all are. And I acknowledge that some of that sadness is about the way I keep myself disconnected. I feel sometimes hopeless about what's going on in the world and powerless, and sometimes like, there's no way to solve it. But that's not really what I'm feeling here today. I'm feeling much more positive and connected. The stream of life that you led us to was beautiful. The connection I felt was beautiful. To all of you, to life, to others that have transitioned and moved on. So that's what I have here.
Sean, I'm celebrating your sharing. Blessed to know you the way I know you. It's really looks good on you. Looks
Thank
good
you.
in you. Yeah.
I'm Frank in Richmond. Had a hard week. And this week we transitioned my mother into a memory care facility.
Mhm.
And I don't know. Just feel like my burden is just way too heavy this week. And although I never made it to the Enchanted Forest, Brian, I am very glad to be here today.
So Frank, yeah, let's just take a moment. The burden too heavy to carry, and just look at us, really being here with you, holding you with this burden in a very real way. Yeah, we can feel it.
The thing that I noticed this week was how the different parts of my personality respond to the situation. There's the adult part of me, the mature part of me, of my personality, that knows this is the right decision. And then there's the wounded child part of my personality. It's got a whole nother message.
Yeah.
So
let him say anything here. Let that child speak and say anything without the adult filtering.
If my child was going to say anything right now, he would say, I'm tired of being my mother's punching bag.
Ouch.
Because, I'm the one that she's holding her anger towards and her resentment. More than anyone else, I'm the one.
Wow. And that's a kid saying that.
Yeah. It's been a hard week.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning, my wounded child was saying, you know what? Now that she's in there, I never have to go see her again. That's where I was at.
Yeah.
So that's how much pain my wounded child is like received throughout the whole experience, you know.
Mhm.
Not just this week, of course.
Yeah.
You know.
How many years, Frank?
How many years
Yeah.
have I been the brunt of her anger and resentment? As long as I can remember.
Yeah.
As long as I can remember.
Yeah. So I'm really asking you if you'll share how old you are. Like,
I'm 69 years old.
69 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Frank, I'm feeling my own motherless child here. Right here with you. Curling up right next to you. And yeah, there'll be time. Anything else you want to share, please speak up. You got the green light here.
Thank you. Well, I'm good for now. I'm just happy to be here with you guys.
Yeah.
I really am.
So we have just a few we'd love to hear from. Jim, Georgia, and Howard. Just an invitation, no demand. Okay, so Jim, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was just appreciating everybody's sharing, and yes, it's good to hear how other people are coping with the tragedy that's going on in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. And you want to share with people where you are, because I know where you are.
Oh, Red Lake, Ontario, yeah.
Okay, great.
Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So my name is Brian. I'm in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and I'm very affected by Frank's sharing. My mother died 2 weeks ago at 96, and it was a battle all my life. She and I just fought from the get-go, right? And I never could understand why she was so angry at me. And what's hard for me to share about it, yet it's good to be real with you, is what I felt when she died was relief, you know, not sadness. I also felt open-hearted to her, and I knew she was getting close to dying, and I have 3 younger siblings that were around her, yet I didn't go to say goodbye. Yet it was not out of fuck you or hardness of heart. It was The only reason I would have done it is for approval. The only reason I would have done it is so people wouldn't say, look at him, he wouldn't even come to his mother's deathbed. Wow. To see how strong that was in me, that fear of that kind of disapproval and giving people ammunition for their disapproval of me, that was quite an intense thing to work through. Yet I can see the gift of it was really a step into freeing myself from a whole lifetime of seeking approval, you know, starting with this woman's approval, like that I never got, right? You know, when I think about what's going on in the Middle East, it would not be an exaggeration to say my mother and I are on both sides of that, opposite sides of that ourselves, right? Like it just made no sense. No rational explanation, right? Just some upwelling of confused, lost humanity. So I don't know what else to say right now, and I'm struggling to transition into the Ryan who's sitting in this chair, right? Yet I do want to say that what really has hardened me over recent months is good things about my good enough mother have been coming in, memories of just, you know, kindness, sweetness, thoughtfulness over the years that, you know, I can see now more clearly, right? And my just gratitude for those to help fill in the picture, right? Doesn't change the fundamental experience, yet it widens the experience enough that I'm having that, if I feel all my feelings, I'll feel more whole, more alive, right? So the other thing, just to finish my own personal sharing here, that I'm also aware that with my 7 children, there are often ways I behave towards them like my mother. Pretty shocking, you know. So I lay that alongside the mystery of it all, right? So anybody else want to say anything before we move on? I want to go into more of a speaking segment here. Let's just see if there's anything that anybody wants to say first.
Brian, I just wanted to, you know, support you and Frank with your I'll just say your parental wounds, and looking at my own process there. I just reflect on how important it was to get through, to get to a place where I could be open-hearted, be bigger than the little kid I was stuck being for all those years. And it was so huge, and it's really it's enabled me to do work through my family system in ways that I wasn't even aware of before that. So just, you know, support you both in working through mother stuff. So for some, it's father stuff. You know, it's just this is really where it's at for a lot of us, at least in my experience. So this is where the the work that's really happening.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bill.
Yes, I just want to ditto what Bill said. I'm just very touched by both your sharings, and I can personally relate in some ways, and just really admire and appreciate your courage to be connected to the truth and to be in process with it.
Mhm.
Touched, yes.
Thank you, Chris. So any lie repeated often enough, especially to ourselves, lands in our own mind as truth. So in light of what I just shared, the lie that somehow I'm unworthy is a life of its own in my mind all my life, right? And I know Frank is smiling when I say this. Nothing is as exhausting as our own thoughts, right? Like, whew. So this is why we learn here to observe the voice in our heads. We learn to observe it so we can pay less attention to it. And also give that voice the acceptance and the understanding it's been seeking all its life, right? So where the faith comes in is to start with this deep awareness that life is a mystery beyond any appearance. And it's utterly trustworthy no matter what the challenge is. We don't solve our problems. We grow around them in every direction. And they become a smaller part of our energy system. And less dominate our life. A little bit at a time. All great spirituality is about what we do with our pain. If we don't turn to our pain and befriend it, we will transmit it to those around us. Right? That's what happened to me with my children. I had no way of dealing with my pain other than try to avoid it. Right? So in this path, what we see is that if I see what I have to learn, I'm safe. No matter how intensely my unmet need tries desperately to wring what can't be wrung from my demand, my insistence. No matter how great my learned fear of a lifetime is that I'm unworthy, there's something wrong with me. Really, we're often ashamed of our suffering. We see it as a defect. We turn away from it, and now we're suffering more. Right? So here together, what we're doing is shining a light for each other on our ability as spiritual beings to move and shift attention between these worlds of pain and peace with awareness. Right? And for many of us, unworthiness is really at the core of our wounding and distress. And I'm heartened by what Brene Brown says about it. She says, worthiness does not have prerequisites. Worthy now, not if, not when. Worthy of love and belonging now, right this minute, as is. Whoa. Wow. And we also live in a culture of never enough. Never good enough, skinny enough, popular enough, never enough Facebook likes. And there's only one way out of this, and that's enoughness. At some point, we just need to say, enough. I am enough. What I'm doing is enough. Getting pulled into darkness happens over and over to us as human beings. Yet, realizing that and turning to the light is our responsibility. Life is challenging enough without blaming ourselves for the difficulties that we are going through. Yet, this is at the heart of the human condition. I've never met a person that doesn't have this struggle in all my work. So to come back to what's going on around us in the world, the birth of cruelty in the world is that which we inflict on ourselves. The more we can witness our emotional chain reactions and understand how they work, the easier it is to not participate in our distress. Keep it going. We learn to make it a way of life, to keep staying awake, slowing down, and noticing what's happening inside of us. So it's good to know, a relief, that we don't have to know precisely what's happening or exactly where it is all going. What we need to do is recognize the possibilities in the challenges of the present moment and to embrace them, every one of them, with kindness, courage, faith, hope, knowing we're just going to be going through these cycles over and over again. Retreat, re-entry, retreat, re-entry. Wisdom, it turns out, is not something you find in books. Wisdom is uncovering and releasing our conflict between thinking and feeling as human beings. And to release it, we need to uncover it and look at it. To uncover it and look at it, we have to see that we have a lifelong pattern of avoiding it. And again, fundamentally, because we think there's something wrong with us for having pain and distress, right? So let me pause here and just see how this is landing and any part of you that's on the move here. Pat.
I've been really hit by something after Sean and you and Bill spoke. I still have mother stuff, and my mother's been dead for almost 70 years.
Mhm.
And when she died, I was the noble caregiver in the house, particularly with my father, who was falling apart. And I've struggled with what it means to really give care. And it wasn't that model. It really paid a price for it. It done a lot. And I realized when you said to me earlier, stay with the celebration. I can't. I don't know how. And part of it is I try to drown out my mother's voice.
Mhm.
Patty, don't make a spectacle of yourself, which in a lot of work, it's been like, don't be bigger than I am.
Mhm.
I felt my mother was jealous of me and at the same time wanted me to be a great example of her great teaching. She was a good teacher,
Mhm.
but all of those things. And then I also hear, well, we're in it's not just pathwork, but a lot of the groups that I'm part of, they don't like stories. I'm a storyteller. That's one of my gifts. So it's like I've got it set up that I can't win. And I'll tell you, I have never been so excited as the opportunities that are flowing to both of us now. And that, you know, sometimes we have the richest, most wonderful life, and sometimes it's hell.
Mhm.
It really is.
Sounds pretty real, Pat.
It is very real. And it's, you know, especially since you've gone on hospice, because that's where it really dug in and felt realer. But it's, and what I say to people, like, how to make it through this is the same thing you're saying in many, many ways. Just go with it and live with it. And in the raw, and you think of God as great mystery, which I think is wonderful. It just, and one of the things I love sharing is that as people's minds, some of the things in the mind go here, some of the natural gifts come alive. And spirituality blossoms.
Yeah.
And emotions can blossom.
Yeah.
And that means I feel more emotions and all. I don't know. That's what I'm going to say sometimes. I don't know. I really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a lot to say, a lot to share.
Yeah. Beautiful, Pat. Beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And please don't fall again. Please don't break something again.
Yeah. Space is open. Anyone? Especially if you don't know what to say, be surprised by what comes out, right? That's part of the grace that's here.
I'll say something.
Sure.
No, I don't want to. Actually, I do. I really appreciate all the shares because I have been dealing with a lot of healing. My mom has passed. Also, my boyfriend of 20 years has passed. And I just really appreciate everybody sharing. It's really touched my heart really deeply. And I'm so grateful to be here with all of you because a lot of healing is going on. And I just feel so much love, and I feel like I am enough just as I am, and I haven't felt that before. And I was going to apologize for crying, but I'm not going to apologize for crying. I'm happy to cry.
Wow.
I just love you all so much because it's just deep healing, and to be here and to hear you share from the heart, it just means so much to me. And at this time, is so important. And I take a breath and say thank you so much. I just feel so much love here. It amazes me, and I feel love inside me also, and that's amazing in itself as well. So I just can't express enough how much I love you all.
I'm visualizing you like a fountain right now. The live stream is pouring out of this fountain. Like it's just covering us all with this beautiful spray. Thank you, Karen. Wow.
I'd like to say something just quickly if I could. Pat, I have never met you. And the few times I've heard you here on the monthly gatherings, every single time you say something along the lines of, who am I to say what I need to say? Who am I to bring this teaching? So obviously it's something really deep inside of you. And it really resonates with me because I have this saying, who am I to think that I'm allowed? And I just want to say that you are allowed and you have so much to say. And thank you for saying it and having the courage to face that voice that wants to stop you. It's inspirational.
Amen. A woman.
Thank you, Judy.
Elisa, are you raising your hand?
No, actually, I did not raise it, but it gives me the opportunity to be spontaneous for, and I'm really touched by all these sharings because I feel it's so true. Yes, so true. So, and it's healing. It has a healing power on me. And I got this feeling that we are again all sitting on the same boat and similar wounds. We have similar wounds, and it is so powerful to be together and to hear to one story, to the story of the other, which resonates with mine. With my resentment with my father, with my wounded child, and it's I really appreciate the work we are doing, or this our staying together, and I really like to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and thank you for allowing all this, Brian, and to all of you. Thank you.
So glad you're here, Elisa. We're here with you, truly.
I'd like to jump in a moment. I'm aware, I'm feeling touched and impacted by Karen and Pat. You both live in Shenandoah. And oh, I'm surprised. So much emotion is coming up. I spent a great deal of my childhood at my grandmother's farm in Page County. And it's a beautiful spot. And Karen, your picture is very much what I saw when I visited my grandmother. And this is my maternal grandmother. And I actually saw a first cousin yesterday on that side. And I guess I'm surprised at all the feelings that are coming up, that I've intellectually, really appreciated the beauty of that area. And at the same time, there's this hardness in me about even the place in the story, that I could look upon such a beautiful area and even hear cousins talking about funny stories and still have a sense of hardness inside about it and judgment. So I'm just surprised that it's just coming up right now in this way, as I guess, sort of really stimulated by both of where you are and just the picture and the visit. So I guess I have it's opening up another door for healing.
Yeah. It's challenging. Anyone else before we move into an experience together?
I just want to respond with Chris. There's a lot of doors opening up for me too back here in China. I could hardly wait to get out of here when I graduated from high school. Much as I love the land, I wanted away from the consciousness. But I also wanted to go out in the big world, and I had to, but a lot is opening up. And I resent all the proselytizing I get, and then I get into proselytizing, and it's just learning all the time.
Okay, going to invite us to go back inside, let the eyes soften. And just feel everything soften, the mind, the belly, the heart. And invite into awareness a lingering conflict within yourself. Notice the impulse to back away from it. And just know how safe you are here with it in our circle. Feel yourself surrounded by everybody here with their unconditional high regard for you and your journey. No judgment. Ask the conflict, what do you need? And just listen. Ask the conflict, what do you want? And just listen. Let yourself slowly deepen into the next layer deeper underneath any story. Story is what conflict clings to. And we lose track of the real unmet need. Let the conflict keep coming out into the open and gently hold the what do you want? What do you need? Know right now that all of heaven and earth are here with you. This is not just your own personal soap opera. This is the cosmic pull, the life force, evolution itself unfolding inside of you. Don't be fooled by the apparent smallness of the details. Dignify it by catching and releasing all self-judgment. Stay out of your mind and rest as often as possible within the heart. The gift of this awareness, it allows us to disrupt a lifetime mental pattern. Paying attention to our internal self-talk, we learn to know the truth. Ask heaven and earth to help you find a new voice of kindness coming from your deeper self towards this conflict. Let it arise on its own without thinking what it will say. Visualize this kindness like the life stream that it is. Visualize this kindness of the life stream moving through you, knowing right where to go. Washing away a lifetime of struggle, of confusion, of pain, of bewilderment, of self-attack. Notice especially the life stream is not anything outside of you. It's within, it's inside already. Let this kindness of the life stream be the voice you've been waiting all your life to hear. Hear it saying, I'm here with you. I got you. Let me carry you. Let me hold you. Take another few moments and really let yourself visualize the life stream moving through parts of you that have been in the dark since the beginning. If we let it, there's nothing it can't touch. No pain, no shame, no guilt, no heartbreak, no loss, no grief. Slowly bringing yourself back. And, you know, the miracle of not having to deserve anything, really the freedom of just being awash in grace, right? And how the rediscovery of that can take a lifetime, right? Wow. So we're going to land in a few moments, and what I want to leave with you and with me is the power of this visualization of the coming to the Lifestream and sitting down and just dropping those sticks in the water one at a time and watching them float away, right? You notice there's nothing that needed to be solved, nothing that needed to be fixed. It's just really letting go, finally, of what so many things we're carrying around no longer serve us, right? And that it can only take a few minutes. So we're going to stick around, anybody who wants to, for the coffee and donuts. Yet first, just take yourself off mute, and this is our custom and enjoy here. Just feel your hands coming up and just bringing that beautiful part of us forward. I'm here with you. I'm here with you. Just say it as many times as you want, different ways. I'm here with you.
Here with
Yeah,
you.
with you.
I'm here.
I'm here with you.
I'm not going anywhere.
I'm here with you.
Yeah.
Here with
I'm
you.
here with you.
I'm
We
here
can
with
do
you.
this.
Here with you.
We can
We're
do
doing it.
I'm
we
here
can
with
do
you.
this.
Doing it.
We're doing it.
Here with you.
No,
We
it's
are
doing
doing
us.
I
Doing it.
like that.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
You're beautiful and I love you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you for the gift.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
the
everyone. Thanks,
co-creation
Brian.
and the collaboration. Right?
Thank you, Brian. Thank you,
Yes,
everybody.
thank you, Brian.
So nice seeing you.
Great to have you, Judy.
Thinking of us,
Goodbye.
Frank.
Thank you, Judy.
Goodbye to all. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.
I'm still here.
Mm.